Simple Tales presents The Seven Ravens from German Folklore. Long ago, there lived a farmer and his wife who had 7 sons. The boys were strong, hard-working, and devoted to their parents. Yet, the couple longed for one more child. At last, their wish was granted. A daughter was born. The parents rejoiced. The little girl was healthy and beautiful, and the entire household celebrated her arrival. One day, when the baby was still very young, she became seriously ill. The parents feared for her life and decided she must be baptized immediately. The father ordered his 7 sons to fetch water from a distant spring. The boys hurried away with a large jug. Each wanted to be the one who returned first. As they rushed, they argued. In the confusion, the jug slipped from their hands and shattered. The brothers stared at the broken pieces. None wanted to return home and explain what had happened. They delayed, arguing over what to do. Meanwhile, the father waited anxiously. The hours passed. The boys did not return. Fear for his daughter grew stronger with every moment.
At last, in his frustration and worry, he cried out, "I wish my sons were ravens!" The words had barely left his mouth when they were carried into the world like a curse. Far away, the 7 boys heard a strange sound above them. Dark feathers burst from their arms. Their hands became wings. Their voices changed into harsh cries. Before they understood what was happening, they had transformed into 7 ravens. The birds rose into the sky and disappeared. When the father learned what had happened, he was overcome with grief. His careless words had changed his children's lives forever. The daughter eventually recovered. As she grew older, her parents never spoke of her brothers. They hoped to spare her the sorrow. Yet secrets rarely remain hidden forever. One day, the girl overheard neighbors whispering about the 7 ravens. Confused, she questioned her parents. At first, they refused to answer. Eventually, with tears in their eyes, they told her the truth. The girl listened in silence. She learned how her brothers had vanished because of a curse connected to her birth. Though she had done nothing wrong, she felt a deep sadness. Her brothers had lost their lives as humans, and they had lost them because of a tragedy tied to her existence. That night, she could not sleep. She thought of 7 boys she had never met, 7 brothers who had once loved and protected their family. By morning, she had made a decision. She would find them. No matter how far she had to travel, no matter how long it took. She packed a small bundle of food and quietly left home. Her journey carried her across forests, rivers, and mountains. Many times she became tired. Many times she became frightened. Yet whenever she thought of turning back, she imagined her brothers wandering the world as ravens. And she continued forward.
Months passed. Eventually, she reached the edge of the known world. There she encountered strange beings who pointed her toward the sun. The girl approached the sun first, but the sun burned too fiercely and spoke harshly. She quickly moved on. Then she sought the moon. The moon was cold and distant. It offered little help. Finally, she came to the stars. Unlike the sun and moon, the stars welcomed her kindly. One small star listened carefully to her story. When she finished, the star nodded. "I know where your brothers dwell." The star gave her a tiny bone key and explained how to find them. The girl thanked the star and continued onward. At last, she arrived at a lonely mountain where the 7 ravens lived. Her heart raced. After years of searching, she had finally reached them. But a problem remained.
The door to their dwelling was locked. The tiny bone key had been lost during her travels. For a moment, despair threatened to overwhelm her. She had come so far. She had endured so much. And now she stood helpless before the final obstacle. Then she remembered why she had begun this journey. She had not crossed the world because it was easy. She had crossed it because she loved her brothers. Without hesitation, she removed a finger and used the bone to open the lock. The door swung open. Inside, a table had been prepared for 7 guests. 7 cups stood waiting. 7 plates rested in their places. The girl recognized that she had finally found her brother's home. She tasted a small piece of food from each plate and took a sip from each cup. Then she hid and waited. Soon the ravens returned. As they entered, they immediately sensed that someone had visited. One noticed the missing food. Another noticed the disturbed cups. Then the youngest raven found a ring the girl had accidentally left behind. He recognized it at once. It belonged to their family. Hope filled his voice. "Our sister has found us." At that moment, the girl stepped forward. The raven stared. For a heartbeat, no one moved. Then the curse was broken. The black feathers vanished. The wings disappeared. Once again, 7 brothers stood before their sister. The reunion was filled with joy. Years of separation ended in a single moment. Together, they returned home. Their parents, now old and weary, could hardly believe their eyes. The family embraced and wept together. The father's terrible mistake had finally been undone. Many people remembered the courage it took to reach the ravens, but the most important part of the story was not the distance travelled. It was the determination behind the journey. Again and again, the girl faced reasons to stop. She lost tools, endured hardship, and confronted failure. Yet each obstacle only revealed the depth of her commitment. Because she refused to abandon those she loved, she succeeded where despair would have defeated others. Love often proves itself not through words, but through the sacrifices we are willing to make for one another. If you enjoyed this tale, please like, subscribe, and share Simple Tales. There are many more legends waiting to be told.